crisis of our time. Even if you're worried about your job, paying your bills, and staying in your home, my opponent's campaign is not really this month, but they want to, quote, turn the page on discussions of our economy so they can spend the final weeks of this election attacking me instead. You guys can see the ads. Some of you have been getting the phone calls. Senator McCain's campaign actually said, and I quote, if we keep on talking about the economy, we're going to lose. Well, Missouri, here's what my opponent doesn't seem to understand. With the economy in turmoil, the American dream at risk, the American people don't want to hear politicians attacking each other. They want to hear about how we're going to attack the self-sufficient middle-class families day in and day out. You want to hear about the issues that matter in your life. You want to hear about how we're going to bring about the change that we desperately need for our country. That's what the American people want to hear. So let's talk about the issues that matter. In the debate this week, my opponent felt the need to inform me that he's not President Bush. In fairness, I know John McCain's not Bush. Bush has that Texas accent. I know they're not the same people. And in fairness, I don't blame Senator McCain for all of President Bush's mistakes. After all, John McCain only voted with George Bush 90% of the time. So I just blame him for 90% of George Bush's policy. And it is fair to say that over the course of 3 debates and 20 months, John McCain still has not offered a single thing he would do differently from George W. Bush when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the issues that are the most important to American families right now. He has not offered one idea that's different than George Bush. Just look at taxes. Our opponent's been talking about taxes a lot in his campaign, but here's the truth, Missouri. We're both offering tax cuts. The difference is who we're cutting taxes for. It comes down to values. In America, do we simply value wealth, or do we value the work that creates it? For 8 years, we've seen what happens when we put the extremely wealthy and well-connected ahead of working people. John McCain thinks that's the way to rebuild this economy. To double down on George Bush's policy of giving more and more tax breaks to those at the very top in the false hope that it'll all trickle down on the rest of y'all. I think it's time to rebuild the middle class in this country from the bottom up. And that's the choice of the collective. Senator McCain wants to give the average Fortune 500 CEO a $700,000 tax cut, but absolutely nothing at all to over 100 million Americans. He wants to cut taxes for the same folks who've already been making out like that. Some of them literally on Wall Street. I want to cut taxes for 95% of all workers. And under my plan, if you make less than $250,000 a year, let me see a show of hands. You got a lot of people. How many people make less than $250,000 a year? Don't be shy, raise your hand. All right. If you who make less than $250,000 a year, which includes 98% of small business owners, you will not see your taxes increase one single time under my plan. Not your payroll taxes, not your income taxes, not your capital gains taxes. Nothing. It is time to give the middle class a break, and that's what I will do as President of the United States. So, taxes. That hasn't been working because it isn't true. But, so now he's been trying a different tax. Lately, Senator McCain's been attacking my middle-class tax cut. He actually said that. He said it goes to, quote, those who don't pay taxes. Even though it only goes to people who work and who are already getting taxed on their paycheck. Let me repeat this. I'm not giving tax cuts to folks who don't work. I'm giving tax cuts to people who do work. John McCain is so out of touch with the struggles you're facing, he must be the first politician in history to call a tax cut for working people welfare. Well, let me tell you, the only welfare in this campaign is John McCain's plan to give another $200 billion in tax cuts to the wealthiest corporations in America, including $4 billion in tax breaks to big oil companies that ran up record profits under George Bush. That's who John McCain's fighting for. I'm fighting for you, and we can't afford are out of ideas. They are out of touch. And if you stand with me in 70 days, they'll be out of time. New priorities in Washington. I think it's time to give a tax cut to the teachers, to the cops, to the firefighters to keep us safe. To the waitresses working double shifts, the nurses in the ER, and yes, the plumbers fighting for their American dream. These workers are the backbone of our country. They're the ones that Washington has forgotten. They're the ones I'll fight for. And while Senator McCain ignores the payroll taxes you pay to score a few political points, I'll put a tax cut in the pocket of working people so they can pay their bills. Put away some savings, pass on a brighter future to their children. So Senator McCain can keep on trying to tax me and distract you, but it is not going to work. You will not be hoodwinked. You will not be bamboozled. Not this time. Not now. Because while my opponent thinks this campaign is all about me, the truth is this campaign is about you. Your job, your health care, your retirement, your children's future. That's what this election's about. That's what I'm fighting for. Because I can take 2 more weeks of these attacks from John McCain, but the American people can't take 4 more years of the same failed policy. It is time to turn the page on 8 years of economic policies to put Wall Street before Main Street, but end up hurting both. We need policies that grow our economy from the bottom up, so that every American, everywhere, has a chance to get ahead. Not just the person who owns the factory, but the men and women on the factory floor. Not just the CEO, but the janitor and the secretary. Because if we've learned anything from this economic crisis, it's that we're all connected. We're all in this together. We will rise or fall as one nation, as one people. The financial rescue package that passed Congress, that was a necessary first step. We had to ease this credit crisis. Otherwise, nobody would be able to get along. Businesses would start closing their doors. But now we need a rescue plan for the middle class. If we're going to rebuild this economy from the bottom up, it has to start on Main Street, right here in St. Louis, down in Kansas City, down in Springfield, not just the big banks on Wall Street. That's why I've outlined several steps that we have to take right now